Hello students, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Orko Chatterjee and today's topic will be machines for class 6. So today's topic is machines, or I will rather say simple machine. Okay. So a question generally comes, what is a machine? Okay. So what is a machine? Basically, if I have to give a general definition, a machine is a device that makes our work easier. A machine is a device that makes our work easier and faster. Correct?
The instruments which make our work easier are called machines.
So let me give you an idea about what is a machine, and to get the idea what you need to do, you need to watch the video from here. So you watch the video.
Before engines and motors were invented, people had to do things by lifting or pushing heavy objects by hand. It was very difficult for them. Gradually, we human beings realized some simple object can help us to do the work easily with less efforts. The objects which help us to do more work with less effort are called as machines. It can be as simple as a nail cutter helping us to cut our nails, or a car taking us for a long distance, or a calculator helping us to multiply the numbers fast. Let's watch this video first. It gives some nice examples of the different types of machines, and then we will learn about them.
So machine is a device that makes our work easier. Okay, let's understand that with some examples. Suppose you have a tin can. Okay, you have a tin can and that is closed. Okay, so this is the lid of the tin can and this is the can itself. Okay, now you can use your hands to open this tin can. Okay, but the problem is this tin can, the lid is tightly attached. So basically, if you apply your bare hands, it won't open so easily. So what you can do as of now, you have to take a spoon. Okay, and suppose you take the spoon. So I think all of you know what is a spoon is. And you take the spoon and you take this end of the spoon and you insert that between the lid and the edge. So this is the lid. Okay, this is the lid and this is the edge, and you insert this spoon between the lid and the edge like this way, and then you apply the force over here. What do you notice? That this lid comes out quite easily. So I will put some pictures that you can understand this thing quite easily. So over here, this spoon made our work easier. So I can say this spoon acts like a machine. Clear? Now let's take one more example to understand how machines help us. Again, we will take one more example for that. Suppose you have a truck. Truck, all of you know what is a truck is. Okay. I am very bad in drawing, so you can understand that part. Suppose this is the truck you have. Okay. So this is basically a truck used for carrying goods. And suppose this is a heavy object. This is a heavy box that I have. And I have to lift this box on this truck. And suppose this is the person. This person's work is to lift this box on the truck. Now obviously this box is very heavy that this person cannot lift this box on the truck. Okay, this is a what? A heavy box. Now our human beings muscular energy is not enough to lift this box. So what we will do as of now? So right now we will take a help of a machine. So instead of directly lifting the box on the truck, suppose we take a inclined plane. What is an inclined plane? This is the picture of an inclined plane, right? This is the picture. So we take a inclined plane, okay? And now we take this box and apply the force over here. This box will slowly will be transported on the truck. So with the help of this inclined plane, our work was done in a much easier way. So the inclined plane allowed us to apply less force to do the same work. So I can say this inclined plane is nothing but a machine that makes our work easier. If you understood what I told you, it's good. If you haven't understood, watch this video.
Wow, they are using a slide to load the material and it looks so easy.
Yes, this is called inclined plane also. See, this makes our work easy.
Yes, that is why slide is called a simple machine. Inclined plane.
Now let's take the third example to understand how machine is helpful for us. Machines helps us to do dangerous works, the machines helps us in avoiding to do dangerous works. So machines prevents us from doing dangerous work. How? Over here, suppose I have some burning coals. Okay, so these are the burning coals I have. Okay, these are the burning coals I have. So let me make it red to show you this is actually very hot. So these are burning coals. If you understand what is burning coal, good enough. If you do not understand, this is the picture of burning coal. Okay, and you know, touching the burning coal with our bare hand, it is quite dangerous. Okay, I've drawn a few more burning coals. Okay, so these are burning coals. Now, now suppose if we have to lift one of this burning coal with our hand, I think that is not a very good idea. You can easily burn your hand. So what we do over here, we use a pair of tongs, okay, a pair of tongs. Acha, what is a pair of tongs? This is a picture of the pair of tongs. You can see. So basically, this picture over here, this looks like this. This is a pair of tongs. Okay. No, this is not a headphone. This is a tong. Okay. Now this is a pair of tongs. Now you use a pair of tongs. Just some of you might be thinking, if the word pair is written, there must be two tongs. No, it is not like that. Since there are two handles, one and over here, that is why we say pair of tongs. Okay, like we say pair of trousers. It does not mean two trousers. It means one trouser only. That is why, same similar way, we say that is a pair of tongs. Now we use this pair of a tong to lift this burning coals. How? So we take this tong over here, like this way, and we apply the forces. So by using the pair of tongs, we can lift burning coals. So I can say this pair of tongs helped us to do the work in a better way. So I can say this pair of tongs acts as a machine. So now you understood what is a machine. Machine is something or a device that helps us to do the work easily, okay, and prevents us from doing dangerous works, and it helps us to do the work efficiently. So machine part is, so I think by watching these videos and with this help of these examples, you got the idea about what is a machine, right? Now we have to understand what is the definition or the proper definition which is given in your textbook also. So we need to understand the definition with some examples. So let's start. Now see, the proper definition of the machine which is given in your book is this one. A machine is a device through which a force applied at one point overcomes the resistance at other point. Now obviously, this definition might seem difficult for some of you. The previous definition which I told, machine is a device which makes our work easier, that is easy to understand, but that is a general definition. But this is the proper definition of machine. Now, what is the main problem in understanding this definition? First thing, you will have to know the meaning of the word resistance. What is a resistance? Resistance means to resist something. Resistance. Resistance means to resist something. So resistance means, you can say, it is the obstruction. Okay, or you can say oppose. Something that you want to do, but it is not happening because of a opposition, of a opposing force. Okay, so machine is a device by which you can overcome this resistance, overcome this opposing force, overcome this obstruction. Okay, now how to understand this thing? Let's understand this definition with the help of few examples. Okay, examples are the one which helps us in physics. Let's take an example. Suppose you have an apple. Okay, this is an apple. Now, can you how to cut this apple? Obviously, you will take a knife, a sharp knife. Okay, I have taken a sharp knife. Okay, this knife is there. Okay, this is the handle of the knife and this is the knife itself. Now with the help of knife, I can cut this apple. But let me ask you a question. If you just put the knife on the apple, will the apple will be cut into two halves by itself? No, that never happens. Why? Because this apple will apply a resistive force. This apple at this point, at particularly this point, will not allow the knife to go through itself. So this apple is applying what? A resistive force. So this is the, at this point there is a resistance. Okay, R stands for resistance. So resistance is also a kind of a force, and this apple is applying a resistive force in the upward direction. So that is why this knife is not able to go inside the apple. So there is a resistance at this point. Now how to overcome this resistance? Simple idea. We apply a force over here. We apply a downward force on the handle at particularly basically at this point. So if we apply a force at this point, then we can overcome the resistance at this point. Okay. So now this definition makes a sense. A machine is a device through which force applied at one point. This is the force that we are applying. So force applied at this point overcomes the resistance. So force applied at one point now is overcoming the resistance at this point. Now when we apply the force over here, the apple will be cut into two halves. So force applied at one point. So this is the force that we are applying at this point. It will overcome the resistance at the other point. So this is the resistance at another point. So the resistance at another point, how we are overcoming? By applying the force over here. I hope this small example helped you to understand this definition. If you still have a problem, then I am giving you one more example to understand this definition. Now, watch at this example. Watch this example. Suppose I take a spoon. Okay, I take a spoon. So this is what basically my spoon looks like. I know this is not exactly what a spoon is, but I hope you understand that I am not good in drawing. So in the spoon I have placed some sugar. Okay, this is some sugar. So sugar is placed on the spoon. Okay, now I want to lift this sugar with the help of this spoon. Will the spoon go by itself up? Answer is absolutely no, because we have learned in the chapter force there is something called as gravitational force, and this gravitational force will be pulling the sugar in the downward direction. So gravitational force will be applied on the sugar and it will be pulling the sugar in the downward direction. So Fg represents what? Gravitational force. Fg, gravitational force. And it is in which direction? Downward direction. And this is what? This is the resistance. This is the resistance. Which one is the resistance? This resistance is this gravitational force. Okay. Now I have to overcome this gravitational force, or I have to overcome this resistance, because resistance is the gravitational force. How we are supposed to overcome this gravitational force? Simple logic. At some other point. Okay, let's take this point. At this point we apply a force. So force applied at one point. So I take this as one point, and at this point we apply a force with our hand. Okay, so at this point we apply a force in the upward direction. So force applied at this point in the upward direction will overcome the resistance at some other point. So at this point there is a resistance. Okay, at this point there is a resistance, and this resistance is pulling the spoon downward direction. And how we can overcome that? We can overcome that by applying a force at some other point, not over here, at some other point, by applying the force in the upward direction. Now as we apply the force at this point in the upward direction, the sugar with the spoon, obviously the sugar with the spoon will now go up. So I hope now you understood the definition of this definition of machine, that simple machine is a device through which force applied at one point, this is the force that we are applying, this is the applied force. Okay, applied force. So force applied at this point overcomes this resistance at some other point. So at this point I have a resistance, and we can overcome the resistance by applying the force on the at some other point. So I hope this definition is clear to you. Okay. So now you have understood what is a machine and you got an idea about machine, right? Now we have to understand for what purposes machines are used. So now you can say purpose of a machine. Okay. So basically machines have four purposes. We will discuss them one by one. The first purpose is change the point of application of force. So suppose we have changed the point of application of force. Now how to understand it? Suppose you have a screw. Do you know what is a screw? If you don't know, this is the picture of a screw. Okay. So screw is basically a hexagonal shape. Normal screws, if I have to take, this is basically a screw. Okay, so this is a screw. And suppose I have to tighten the screw on a bolt or something. Now, if you use using your fingers to tighten the screw, that is not going to happen properly. You can tighten it, but it won't be very much tight. So the screw will be at some point it will be loose, so the screw might come out at some point. So it is very important that whenever you are fixing a screw, you tighten the screw properly. How to do that? We will use a help of a spanner. Now what is a spanner? This is what a spanner looks like. Can you see the picture of a spanner? Yes. A spanner, something looks like of this shape. Okay. This shape. Okay. On the other side also you have. This is a spanner. You must have seen this spanner somewhere or the other in the garage shops. It is very much visible. So you take the spanner and put it on the screw. Okay. Now see, what we are doing is that we are changing the point of application of force. So now we are applying the force not on the screw. Obviously we need to tighten the screw. For that we have to apply the force on the screw, but we will not apply the force on the screw directly. Rather we will apply the force on the spanner. So we apply the force on the spanner. So if we apply the force over here, what will happen? The spanner will go down, and as the spanner rotates, it will apply force on the screw. It will apply the force on the screw and make sure that the screw also gets rotated. So the screw will also rotate in this direction. If we are applying the force in the downward direction, the screw will rotate in a clockwise direction. So what we are doing, we are not applying the force directly on the screw, but we are applying the force on the spanner. So we are changing the point of application of force. Instead of applying the force directly over here, no, we are not applying, so we won't apply the force directly on the screw. Rather, we will apply the force at some other point. And by applying the force at some other point, our work will be done in an easier way. So this is what the change of the point of application of force means. So basically, again I'm repeating, instead of applying the force directly on the screw, we are applying the force on the spanner. So we are applying the force on the spanner, and the spanner will apply the force on the screw to get it rotated. So I hope you understood the first point with the help of this example. If you haven't understood the first point with this example, I have one more example to show you. Suppose you have some gulab jamuns, okay? Suppose you have some gulab jamuns over here. You know, I think all of you know what are gulab jamun. Those are sweets. Okay, there are 3 gulab jamuns that I have. Okay, so these are nothing but gulab jamun, right? Now, suppose we want to eat the gulab jamun, or we want to give this gulab jamun to someone. Now what you can do? You can use your fingers, but that is not a good idea because your fingers might be dirty, and if you touch the gulab jamun with your dirty finger, the gulab jamun might get contaminated with some bacteria or something or the other. So what is the idea that I have? I will use a pair of tongs. Again, that pair of tongs. If you understood pair of tongs over here, good enough. If you haven't understood pair of tongs, this is the picture of the pair of tongs. Okay, so this is the picture of the pair of tongs. So a pair of tongs looks like this. Now this is what? Tong, or a pair of tong. So now I will take this tong over here. So now this tong is over here. Okay. Now see, what we will do is that we won't apply the force on this sweet, rather we will apply the force on the tong. So we apply the force over here, and over here. So we are applying the force on the tong, and the tong is applying the force on the gulab jamun. So the tong is applying the force on the gulab jamun over here. So over here the tong is applying the force, and now I can easily lift up this sweet. So what we are doing, if you basically see, we are not applying the force on the sweet, rather we are applying the force on the tong. So if we are applying the force on the tong will be applying the force on the gulab jamun. So we are indirectly applying the force. So instead of applying the force over here, we are applying the force over here. So we are basically changing the point of application of force. Instead of applying the force over here at this point, we are applying the force at this point. So that is what the first purpose of a machine is. Change the point of application of force. So we won't apply the force over here, we will apply the force over here, and our work can be done easily. Now we can use the tong and hold the sweet, and we can serve it to our friend. and in that way the sweet won't get contaminated with our dirty hands, even our hand is dirty. So I hope you understood what is the point of application of force means. Change the point of application of force means. Okay, so change the point of application of force. Change. Basic word is change. So next we'll move to the second purpose of a machine is. Now the second purpose of machine is to change the direction of force, change the direction of applied force. Okay, so suppose in this way applying the force is difficult, but in this way it is easier. So we will make a machine, instead of applying the force in this way, we will apply the force in the other way. Okay, let's take an example to understand this. Suppose I have a well, you know, kua, okay, and there is water over here. And suppose I am using a bucket to lift this water. Okay, so this is a person, okay, and he is using a bucket in this way to lift the water. Now over here, if you see, in which direction is the person applying the force? You see, I am applying the force in this way. So I am applying the force in the upward direction. So my force is in the upward direction. This is the direction of force. So my force is in the upward direction. And what happens? This person faces difficulty to lift up this water. So it is difficult. But I can have a second scenario. Suppose I have the same well, same level of water as before, but now I have used a pulley system. Pulley. Do you know what is a pulley? Pulley is like a wheel. We will discuss about pulley in the next class. But as of now, this is the diagram of the pulley. Okay. So I'll use a pulley over here. Now the same person. Now this bucket is over here. Okay. This is the bucket, and this rope from the bucket is going through the pulley over here, and this is the person who is holding the rope. Okay, now right now this is a much easier way to lift water. It is easier. Why? Because if you see in which direction I am applying the force, in this way. So I am applying the force in the downward direction. So the force is applied in the downward direction. So applying the force in the downward direction is easy. Downward is easy. Whereas applying the force in the upward direction is difficult. How? See, this is the where a little more knowledge is required. If we are applying the force in the downward direction, what is with us? Gravitational force. So we are applying the force in the direction of gravity. In the direction of gravity. Force. Okay, I can say applied force in the direction of gravity. But over here what I am doing? I am going against the gravity. Gravity is always downward, but my applied force is in the upward direction. So I will write over here applied force against the direction of gravity. Okay. So if you apply the force against the direction of gravity, it becomes difficult. If you apply the force in the direction of gravity, it becomes easier. And how we are doing it? By using a simple pulley. So this is basically a pulley. So I can say by using a pulley, we are changing the direction of force. Previously force, upward direction. Now with the pulley, downward direction. Upward direction, difficult. Downward direction, easier. Why it is difficult? Against the force of gravity. Why it is easy? With the force of gravity. So I hope you understood this part. Why machines are used. What is the second purpose of using a machine? To change the direction of force. If you understood what I said, good enough. If you haven't understood, then watch this video.
Yes. Oh, do you see that as well?
Oh, yes. People are pulling water out of that well. Let's go there.
Let's go.
Oh, what is this wheel?
Oh, that one? On which the rope is moving?
Yes.
This is called a pulley. It helps to pull out water easily.
But how?
Let me show you.
Let me pull it. This is so difficult.
Oh, now try to pull this bucket.
Oh, it is easy to pull.
You know, you could pull it because of the pulley.
So third point is changing the magnitude of required force. Okay. Let's make you understand this thing by using two examples. Okay. So what we are doing over here, see, suppose I have a big rock. A very big rock. Okay. It is very heavy. So I can say this is a heavy rock or a stone. I want to lift this rock, or I want to move this rock to a different place. So this person over here is applying some force. Now, will this person will be successful? No, because this rock is very, very heavy, and this person is and the force that this person is applying is very less. So suppose the person is applying some force, but this force is not enough to move this rock. Obviously this person will become tired after some time. So how to move this rock? I have an idea. Suppose I take a rod. Suppose I take a rod over here like this way. Okay? A big rod and a small stone over here. No, small stone. And the rod is going under the, this rod, yes, this rod is going under the stone. Now, if I apply the force at this end, like this way, now it is possible to lift this rock. So what happened? By using this rod, I increased my force. I multiplied my force. Okay. So suppose I am applying a force of only 5 Newton. But on the other hand, this 5 Newton is getting multiplied 10 times. And over here, this rod is applying a force of 50 Newton on the stone. So what happened? My applied force is how much? Only 5 Newton. Is 5 Newton of force is enough to move this rock? No. But by using the rod in this manner, my applied force 5 Newton is getting multiplied 10 times and it is becoming 50 Newton on the other end. So on this end my force is just 5 Newton. But by using this rod and this arrangement, my force is getting multiplied. The magnitude of the force is getting increased. Previously 5 Newton, now got increased to what? 50 Newton. And this 50 Newton of force, that is enough to move this rock. So what I can say? I can say this rod is acting as a machine because that is increasing my force. So this rod is acting as a simple machine because that is increasing the force. If you still haven't understood what I tried to say, now I'll give you one more example to make you understand. Okay, suppose this is a car. Okay, this is a car. Okay, and this car have got some flat tire. Do you know what is a flat tire? Flat tire means puncture. Okay, so this car has got a flat tire. Now what we need to do? We need to lift this car up, take out this tire, take a new tire, put it back and drop the car. Okay, saying is quite easy, but it is not that easy, because the main problem is to how to lift the car. If we are not going to lift the car, it is not possible for us to take this tire out. So one needs to lift the car by applying a force. Now tell me, is it possible for any human being to lift a car? It is not possible at all, because the car is quite heavy and probably we don't have that much of muscular strength to lift this car. So that is where a machine comes to help me, and that machine is called as screw jack. Car jack, screw jack, all the same. So this, I will take a machine called as screw jack. Now what is a screw jack? This is what a screw jack looks like. Okay, and I will place the screw jack just below this, just below the car, and this screw jack has a handle, and I will rotate the handle. Okay, this handle will be rotated, and once this handle is rotated, what will happen? The screw jack will lift the car up. So as the car goes up now the car will go up slightly, it will move up, and once the car goes up, I can easily take out the tire, put a new tire, and I can tighten the screws, and the car I can use it once more. So I will use a screw jack to lift the car. So what happened? The screw jack multiplied my force, it increased my force. So my force was only 5 Newton, but the screw jack used my 5 Newton only, and that transformed or converted my 5 Newton of force to say 500 Newton. So I am applying over here 5 Newton, but over here it becomes 500 Newton. So my 5 Newton is changed to 500 Newton. That means what? It got multiplied 100 times. So that is what the second third purpose of machine, to change the magnitude of the required force. Okay, this is the spelling, change the magnitude of required force. So a screw jack helps to change the magnitude of the required force. If you understood this video, good. If you haven't understood, watch this video.
The screw jack.
Oh, even my papa's car has one.
See, the screw in the jack moves and it takes the car up.
Hey, I did not know a simple screw can lift a car.
Oh yes, that is why these are called simple machines. They can do big things but are very simple.
Now we come to the fourth purpose of machine. and it is quite easy to understand. Change the speed. Change the speed. We can use machine to change our speed. And I will take an example. Suppose this is a school. Suppose this is your school. Okay, this is a building school. And suppose there is a boy who is walking and going to school. So what happens by walking and going to school? Suppose this boy takes 30 minutes. Okay, consider another boy who is going to school by a bicycle. Now I have to draw a bicycle. So this is suppose say a bicycle, how it looks like. Okay, you know I'm not that good in drawing, so you can understand. So there is a boy who is on the cycle. So this boy is cycling, and will this boy who is cycling, will he take 30 minutes to go to school? No, he will only take 10 minutes. So what happens? By using a cycle, we can increase the speed. So as we are cycling, so we can reach our school, we can reach the school much faster. So we have increased our speed. So I can say this cycle over here acts as a what? Machine. And this machine can do what? That this machine can increase our speed. This machine increases the speed. So now I hope you understood what are the 4 purposes of machine. So ultimately we have came to know all the 4 purposes of the machine. First purpose is what? Change the point of application of force. Next purpose is change the direction of force. Third purpose is what? Change the magnitude of force. And fourth point is change the speed of force. Change the speed. So I hope you understood this today's lecture on the machines. So if you have some doubts or if you have some problems, you can ask me in the comment section. I will try to upload the notes in the description section. You will get the notes, but it will take some time. So I hope you understood this video. So after this we will discuss in the next video the different types of levers actually, or the different types of machines. Okay, so that is on the next class. So saying that, take care, bye bye, good night.